Hello there, fellow NPCs, I am Carbon Scythe, and we are going to continue to play the ladder. I don't know, but I'm guessing that you can hear it, that I still have a cold going on. I had to do quite a few voice exercises just to make sure that I am not too gravelly in the sound, in the voice at the moment. But yeah, so in the last episode, yesterday that is, we learned that the house is going to change in front of our very eyes. And that upset me because that is not the first time that something happens that they don't tell us about. Or rather, they tell us something is going to happen before it actually happens. That is very unfortunate. But yeah, we have just made sure that Hana is not killed on top of the stairs. So, let's see how this house is going to change. Let's go. Yet I just watch as she puts Hana's well-being first. She pulls both of them up to their feet and dusts their clothes off. There's a small strange smile on her face and a tinge of red, one that I can entirely attribute to adrenaline on her face all the while.
You all right there, Hana? Were you hurt?
The shine in her eyes almost makes me feel jealous, though I don't know who wouldn't be. Meet this a handsome lady. And with the way she looks at Hana, well, anyone would be lucky if Hana ever so much as looked their way.
Oh no, I'm fine, Marianne. Are you alright? I wasn't too heavy, was I?
If Hana doesn't wish to be with me anymore, perhaps she will easily find happiness with another. Yeah, she was going to find happiness with Zack, but I was stupid and killed him. Got him killed. And Makoto seems like she has the stuff to make her a good significant other.
Well, a little bit. Not that I'm saying you're fat or anything.
Hana laughs, out of breath, and she smiles at me, though that disappears as quick as it had appeared. We aren't quite out of the woods yet, and she hasn't forgotten what I did, or rather what I failed to do. It's only fair, I suppose. I am nothing but a coward in her eyes. A sorry excuse for a man who can't even muster up the courage to protect her. And we nearly forget for a moment.
You do not deserve what you have.
Oh, everyone heard that. Just hearing her voice triggers something in Hana and she starts to tear up. Her face contours into one of pain and fear. Mint is quick to place her hands on Hana's face so that she looks at her and her alone. Oh, really now? You are really going for that, yeah, she wants her.
This is right. Look at me and take deep breaths. She doesn't have you anymore, alright?
I don't know exactly what in bloody hell is going on, yet I can't find it in me to care. Whoever these people are and whatever they're here for. This is not acceptable. For all I know, this is all some dumb charade to get to me. All the times I have seen a woman before, I could have all been an act to get to me, to get under my skin. And to think they dare hurt Hana. For all that fear that I held up, seeing her touch Hana, I can only think of her as an actress in a grotesque makeup. Oh. My hand still shakes, the fear not having quite down. But anger fills me as I look at the woman. A sneer on my face.
How dare you! I don't care who you are, but how dare you touch Hana!
Really now, wow.
I want you out of my house! Out before I call the police and have you put away for the rest of your miserable life!
Ooh.
And that goes for all of you!
Ooh. I hold my ground firm and strong with my declaration. Oh, you're not holding any ground, you're just being devastating here. But the nerve of her, she just laughs in my face. A terrible, dreadful laugh that makes me feel as if there are ants crawling on my skin and maggots squirming into my ears.
You are telling me to get out of your house? You threatened to lock me up.
She laughs, and she laughs.
What's so funny? What are you laughing at? None of this is funny!
But she persists, and it almost feels like her voice is in my head.
Oh, no different. No different. You're all the same.
Yeah, I thought that the voice had changed. So this is the girl that Marianne was in love with as a teenager. That's her voice. So is that actually Mrs. Ermengarde?
You can all suffer together.
That is when everything turns to a complete and utter shite. It's a slow thing, a whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan. Blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have there to wonder if it's just a foyer that's become the nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashing of rain and wind against the foyer-high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere echoing through the now horrid walls. Voices that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
Every single person that has died so far. All throughout the house, shouts of alarms and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. At the sight of it, Lily trembles, hugging herself closer, while Feather stands protectively in front of her. Brave of him, I have to admit, to put himself in the front line like that. Though it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't feel the same fear as the rest of us. Yeah, of course not. I don't even know what you're getting with that. Of course he feels fear. Something I don't blame him for, okay, good. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away!
Wow, that was loud.
No. Stay away. Stay away.
I'm not afraid of you, you spook.
Yeah, that was Rebecca. Fucking knew it they would show up.
This is one Scotswoman. You aren't getting into an early grave without a fight.
No! She's here! You've got to let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
The screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Until there is nothing but silence, her horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me. Calling. Beckoning. Pleading. I'm terrified. I really am, like I should be. But I have never been the one to truly stay afraid. I'll long learn that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive. Not like rage does. I'll learn to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There is no difference now.
Stay away from me!
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood we share?
No, I don't!
This is your home. Don't you remember? You promised to return, to stay. Together with me, with us. With people no different from you. What is she talking about, Luke? What does she mean?
Your arm looks absolutely fucked up right now. Yeah.
Don't listen to her, she lies. I promised no such thing to anyone. Hannah, you're the one who bought this house. How should I know what she's babbling about? I never even wanted to be here in the first place.
A terrible case of mistaken identity. That must be it. I'm quite sure of it. I don't know this woman, this monster. Why would I say that to someone like her? In my entire lifetime I have only made and kept sincere promises to a mere 2 people. Hannah Evans and Eleanor Chandler. No one else. The rest of those who claim I promised anything to them can go fuck themselves. Bloody hell. I may enjoy the company of women, but I am not an idiot to start spouting such nonsense to anyone. A line must be drawn, especially if I am to keep myself alive. Yet she still goes on, insists, making me appear a liar in front of these people.
Of course you still deny it. Have you truly forgotten? You haven't changed, I see. Still a deceiver.
She's lying!
You see, my love, nothing has changed. Still no difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us.
I don't know what she means with that, rest of us. Are you like blood related? Did you do a blood pact? Did you kill someone and that's the blood you're talking about that you share? What are you talking about here?
Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck.
People who have died here.
We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes. Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
She. The monster reaches out again, her hands a gory, abhorrent sight, along with that smile spread across her face. My body is already moving on instinct, stumbling back one step at a time in a desperate bid to be away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I am nothing like her. I need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. There's nothing for me here, not anymore. Nothing to keep me tied to this place. With Hannah planning to leave me, Shrek and likely taken by this woman, nothing's left to bind me to this wretched city. I can leave. I can.
Careful, Luke.
My foot steps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Beside me, a paper, a familiar one, flutters down. It's this thing again, from the open house, though it feels less like a gimmick and more like a threat, what with the recent events. It must have fallen from one of these peasants in the commotion earlier. For a moment they appear conflicted to see it in my hands, but wisely keeps their opinions to themselves. Leaving the damn thing to simply bear its grisly message for everyone in the room to see. Help me. Help me. Help me. Is this it? What they've been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to shite? Because of some stupid old letter? An invitation, indeed. One I'm not willing to accept. Not any time. From the top of the stairs the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, that smile never leaving her. But I won't give her the chance. I'm not dying here. I certainly am not giving myself to a hideous creature like her either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panic gasps and worried glances from the people in the room, I pay them no mind as I reach for the main door and... Without warning it slams open, revealing not the mansion grounds like I am expecting. Before my mind can even comprehend what is happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream, when darkness completely envelops us so upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love.
Oh.
You belong here. Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
Are we going to some kind of nightmare world? It's a moment of panic when the feeling of tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, I'm reaching for my knife and holding it out, watching, waiting for every moment, using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they'll do now? We're all desperate to get out of this house. There's only 5 of us in this room, 2 of them friends at that. I cannot trust these people not to turn on me. Bloody hell. Even Hana's giving me the same look as them now. Though Minta's already gone loon, crouched in a corner muttering to herself, you can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. Oh, you think Marianne is gonna kill people? Interesting. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Despite the pleading looks Lily shoots me while they all huddle in the corner behind the feathers. But I have to remind myself that even people like her are capable of doing the unpleasant. She's only human after all. It's never an excuse. Why, even Hana has her cunning, manipulative moments, though she does it much subtler than I. Why else would Lily show this letter to us that day if not to save herself? She didn't show it to... Right, I don't remember. I think the paper just slipped out and you pretty much picked it up. Is that what happened? I guess that backfired on her now that she and her friends are also stuck here. Still, I have every right to be livid. Everything that I built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives.
You! All of you! This is all your fault! If I've died to this bloody case, I'm taking you all down with me!
Oh! I'm just gonna check how everyone feels about him. The only one who likes you at somewhat is Marianne. That's interesting. Ashen absolutely loathes you. Rebecca is dead. Marianne kinda very much likes you. Zachary is dead. Hana, Isabella, Huh. That's interesting. If we could get Isabella to really like you, would she not throw water on you? That's my question. In the police precinct, that is.
Luke, please put that knife away. This isn't going to solve anything.
Calm down, Wright. The situation's already bad. You're just making it worse.
I know that Ashton is supposed to be the calm and collected investigator, but I don't like his performance. This voice actor can't put any emphasis into the how important the moment is. It's like he is really just reading from a paper. There is no urgency in his voice at any time. I don't like that. It's yeah.
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, or this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened!
Is your life all that matters to you? What about these people here? Don't they have the same problem? What about me, Luke? Do you even care?
Are you taking their side?
You're also stuck in this nightmare, Hana!
That creature is out to get us, and you're still defending these people!
I'm not defending anyone, Luke. I'm just trying to be reasonable when you're clearly not.
Yeah, she really is. She is not saying anyone is better here. She is just saying we're all fucked. So calm down.
Oh, of course you're not. You're just the one who bought this bloody mansion to begin with.
If I didn't know any better, you did this on purpose!
Why, no! Why would I ever do that? This was only meant to be an anniversary gift. For you. For us. For the family we're going to have.
Right, anniversary gift. Oh, here's your gift, darling. Oh, by the way, there's a curse included in that package. I hope that's all right.
Are you really that eager to get rid of me, Hana? Because if that's what you've been meaning to do all this time, you might as well just put a knife in my back while I'm...
Suddenly, Hana steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand. Said knife slides uselessly under the table, out of my reach. Before my mind registers what happened, a sharp blow explodes in the side of my head, sending me reeling backwards. Oh! Fuck yeah! Yeah, it deserves that! That's the thumbnail. Sophie's feel the brunt of Hana's power. She merely stands before me afterwards, without even batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off in this instant. Sometimes. Yeah, see, this is gonna be the thumbnail. Fuck yeah. Sometimes I forget.
Don't you dare, Luke. Don't you dare imply I've ever thought of you that way.
That Hana is never the weak woman I believed her to be. How did I come to think of her as such? She used to be someone I can look up to, isn't she? When you look at her now, the way she stands tall facing a man like me, the same way she has done so all those years ago, I can't help but think, am I not responsible for taking that part of herself away from her? Enjoy your time as Mrs. Luke Wright. What a bunch of shite. Figures why she wants to leave me.
And these people are only trying to help us.
Oh, of course, by barging into our home. Are you really going to trust them to save your life? These peasants who brought this pox upon us.
Wow, that is really downplaying it when you say that the curse that has killed people throughout the years is just a pox.
You keep that rude mouth running, Whiskey, and see if any of us here will help you out of this place.
Please stop! All of you stop this!
To hear Lily speak out loud, I can't say I'm not surprised. She has always given me the impression of someone so meek from the moment I met her, either from her inexperience or her station in life. She has never struck me as someone fitting to be a real estate agent. If anything, that meltdown she had during the open house had only proven my assumptions. Until now. Quietly, she puts herself between me and Mint, cutting whatever scathing words we've yet to hurl at each other. The way she glares at me, it reminds me a little of the way my own mom would look at me, particularly when I've done something wrong. And it's not a stare she's unused to showing. She has done this before, probably to a younger sibling. Huh. If she only sees us now as a pair of squabbling kids and not two mature adults, well, that's only to be expected. No doubt that's how she sees us. For a long moment there is only silence in the room. Feathers, for all of his guts, doesn't even dare break it, merely watching us. Where did all his bravado go now, huh? Not that it matters when Lily starts speaking again, after some of the anger and tension has lifted from the room.
Stop this, please! With or without that damn piece of paper, we...
A deep breath. An exhale. And then she closes her eyes, a crease forming between her eyebrows while she grips her hand tightly in front of her.
We still would have ended up in this mess.
The atmosphere that descends into the room right after that. Admission is anything but pleasant. Can I call it that? An admission? It seems like it from the way her eyes nervously flick between a friend and I. She appears to know more than she lets on how she makes herself appear smaller after dropping that bomb on us. Doesn't sit quite well with me. And patience is something I don't have the luxury of having right now and bestowing upon other people. What else does this girl know? What else is she not telling us? Because from the looks of this, even her friends has no idea what she's talking about. Unwilling to wait, I grab her arm before she retreats without explanation, waving the letters still in my hand in front of her.
Ow! Sir, you're hurting me!
Hey, hands off her, right?
Fuck off, Feathers. I have questions for your friend, and she better have the answers.
Fuck off, Feathers. That's a good line.
Then stop taking it out on every single person.
Your friend is hiding something.
She struggles for a moment, but my hold eventually forces her to look up at me. Fear and uncertainty spreads across her features, especially when her eyes land on the damned paper. As much as I want to be considerate right now, I want answers.
What do you mean, Lily?
I'm not sure about it.
Don't give me that. You know something.
Ow! Please, sir. I know the paper's useless, okay?
Woo! I fucking said it! I called it. At the mention of the letter, without warning, Mint snatches the paper out of my hand. It's a miracle it didn't rip right there and there. But the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do exactly that.
We should have gotten rid of this thing. We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got.
No, even if we rip it to shreds, it won't do anything.
And you are the one who does know it! Marianne? Because you saw it on the video camera, the camcorder, that these stupid kids were doing the paper. The paper is unrelated to the curse. The house is cursed.
I think...
You don't know what I've seen, Santos. There were children! Victims! All because they had no idea what this thing will do to them. Oh God, those poor souls! They were screaming and begging before she...
Then what about those people they mentioned in the news lately? All those who died? My coworkers? The open house clients? None of them had seen it. Even Rose. And yet they're all dead. I should know. That letter has been with me since I picked it up. And I swear I didn't make copies of this thing. Even if I wanted to save myself, I wouldn't do that to my friends. Or anyone.
Yeah.
Is that what the trip to BRC was for?
Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you guys until I was certain.
Oh. Well, you were checking the BRC to make sure there were no copies of this letter. Interesting.
None of you believed me the first time. I had to find proof.
And yet we're all here! Are you taking me for a fool, Lily?
I have to go with whiskey on this. Who knows how many has already seen this before you found it? This cursed thing has to go!
We would have ended up here either way. Maybe? I really don't know. Sir, please. All I know is that paper isn't the reason why all of this is happening. There's something else.
Yeah, it's in the end the house is cursed, but also the curse is pulling Luke into the house, and a certain amount of people has to die for him to remember who he is. So honestly, doing a everybody dies run would be really interesting, just to see what happens to Luke Wright. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that on my channel, but that would still be really... That, as I said, this might be the only game where I really want to go 100% for my own sake.
Maybe it's this place that's the problem. Maybe it's this we should be getting rid of.
What? You mean we burn this place down?
I still think we should get rid of this letter before we start thinking of destroying a place with some historical value.
What? No?
We are not burning a multi-million-pound mansion, you peasants! I just spent a fortune on this!
Seriously, Luke, are you really more worried about that?
Buttercup, mansion, millions. It's gonna take years getting all that money back!
Well, you certainly won't be getting any of that money if you're dead. Really, Luke? Is that more important than your life?
Oh yeah, Hana is a great person.
Bloody fucking hell! Not only do I have trespassers on my property, but they're also arsonists!
Arsonists! How dare they suggest something like that? Bloody peasants! My head's already aching just listening to them, to think this is all the solution they can come up with. I should have just stabbed all of them and made a run for it. It doesn't help that with each second we spend talking here, the crazier this whole place gets. The voices have become louder and somehow sounding more vicious. If the things in this room start floating, mark my words, I will fucking flip it. I will fucking flip out. And they may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually they'll turn on me. Such is the nature of humans. Better find a way out of this place as soon as possible if I want to stay alive. Fuck, I still have so much to do. None of our choices seem sound, but who knows? We don't understand a shite about this place. Might as well try everything, yeah? Whatever works. If I also have to be the one to make the bloody decision, so be it. Less room for errors, with the only sane one doing the thinking. On the off chance I'm wrong, well, they suggested it. I decide to... Ha! That's interesting. Why the hell would Luke be the one to decide on this? Before I do that, let's check the journal. I will be so upset if it's something is spoiled here. Furious, paranoid, and trapped in a match with people he barely knew, Luke Wright threatened to take them down with him. Luckily, before the hysterical man could harm anyone. Hana Wright punches him in the face. Right. This really sucks. This is why I would like to go through this at chronological order. Because, that would have been really cool as well. And switching back and forth between the different players, different characters. Because Luke is obviously going to choose to burn the letter. That's the only thing he cares about. But if we had zoomed out, we could see how everyone was reasoning and make some kind of decision based on what everyone thinks. Because everyone is not going to just sit around and wait for Luke to make a decision. But I, as a player, want to burn the mansion down. I think this is the right choice. I'm going to regret this. I will. But with these cries growing louder, this has become the easiest decision I have ever made. I'm getting tired of hearing her sobbing, really. It's just irritating. Isn't she getting tired of it? Besides, someone has to act fast, think fast, and what else is the root cause of our problem but this place where the letter was found? No need to make things more complicated. It started here. Why won't it end here? If what Lily has said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before someone thinks of putting this blasted place up in the market. When I get out of this place, I swear I'm suing a bunch of people. Run this state company to the ground if need be. We spend millions, damn it. Millions. With a sigh and perhaps a heavy heart, I open one of the drawers in my study table. Taking a bottle of liquor out for myself, then passing it on to every occupant in the room. Why are you being so generous now? You were an asshole 10 seconds ago! They accept it, but not without a look of protest or a confused glance my way. Exactly! I mean, Luke would just chug the whole bottle, maybe use some of it as fuel. It does shut them all up, so maybe I've done something good.
Look, this isn't the time!
Even more when I pop the cork of the bottle and pour its content on the floor.
Well, what are you simpletons waiting for?
We waste no time dousing the whole room, the smell of alcohol filling the air. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they're more than eager to set this whole place on fire. And then the blaze catches easily in the room when I set it alight, using the blasted paper as kindling. Kindling, that's the name. Well, that's no fuel is for alcohol. With the whole place drenched with wine and all manners of things alcoholic I've been hiding from Hana, the small fire soon turns into an inferno. In a matter of seconds, we're out the door. It doesn't exactly lead where I'm hoping it will. Although ending up in the kitchen does give us more reason to play like a bunch of pyromaniacs. Okay, so I just checked on the branch tree how much left of the game there is. I'm going to make this is now turning into a special where we're seeing the rest of the game. I'm playing the rest of the game right now. So let's continue. Fishing the liquor stocks from the cupboards. We also do the same thing we've done to the study. Door after door, in every room we pass. Pouring bottle after bottle of expensive aged liquor and setting everything on fire. Only leaving once the blaze has started in earnest. When we run out of liquor, we simply drop the bottle and take one from many nooks I've stashed one. There's no lack of it in here. The hard stuff, the shorts, the watered down kind. Gifts from a distant relative, friends, so-called friends, you name it. I made sure there are always one within reach. Yeah, fucking alcoholic. The alcoholic saves the day.
How many of these things do you keep in this house?
I always have a few bottles in the bedroom, you know, the parlor, and the dining room.
Why are you being so pleasant? Was I supposed to go the pleasant route with you? And then this would make sense? Because you were... Jesus.
You have problems, man.
Well, isn't this the time to discuss them?
Yeah. Turns out it'll be useful now. Not to drown out my sorrows, but for this, wonders of wonders. Though I suppose I can now say it has also saved my life. But there's no time for some introspection now, because with each room we pass and burn, the place also becomes easy to navigate. As if it's slowly righting itself. Returning to what it's supposed to be. Soon we finally find ourselves standing before the main door. The strong odor of burning wood, cloth and varnish alike wafts from under the doors of the rooms were previously torched, slowly filling the hall with a thick black smoke. The blaze has also started in earnest in every part of the house. I can already feel the heat seeping from the rooms I've set aflame. In a matter of minutes, flames will engulf the whole house. Fittingly, that is when she appears again before us, watching us from the top of the stairs, while her world goes up in flames around her. However, what catches my eyes is the expression on her face. Not the vile smile I've already grown accustomed to, or the one where her eyes gleam with complete hatred. This one? Forlorn is the only word I can think of to describe it. I kind of know what that words mean, but I'm not exactly sure.
No, please. Help me. Help me, please.
Can the dead still feel? Can she hear us? Or is that merely another one of her tricks to trap us into its nightmare? Like this, however, she seems almost like the woman she used to be. And I don't waste any time pondering over it. Not with the exit just a few steps away. The door finally opens, and through it I can glimpse the world outside. Safety. However, I do turn, if only to see the last of her. A farewell, more than anything. For all of her attempts to lure me, draw me in, her wishes to be with me, she does not stop me when I finally run from this horrid place. Quietly, she disappears. Light it up, and not only do I have trespassers in my property, there are also arsonists. Watching a multi-million-pound house burn before me, for some reason, nothing about this bothers me. Maybe it's that one last look on her face that has changed it. Maybe it's what I've seen and heard inside. There's only a calm, a stillness. The same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. And with it is the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way to the warm morning hues, soft rays spilling over the vast expanse of luxuriant countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and rustle with the breeze, a passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of a storm that has passed. In the distance, I can hear the soft chirping of birds, while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn, at last. We are free. Epilogue. Before we continue the epilogue, I just want to read this. Oh, that's a nice picture. Despite initial protests, Luke agreed with Isabella Santos. He began dousing the place with alcohol and setting it on fire. Sure enough, as flames slowly engulfed the place, it returned to its original state, freeing them. Outside at the first light of dawn, the mansion burned to the ground before their eyes. It's over. Like the flames that engulfed the mansion that night, whispers quickly spread across Luxburn City after the incident. Officers who investigated it have simply deemed it an unfortunate accident. Regardless of the truth, Luke Wright files criminal charges against the Briar Realty Corporation after, for undisclosed reason to the public, forcing the latter to declare bankruptcy. Wow! A move that has merely stoked the rumors further. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old and those who know the truth, it is but a testament to the curse and the secrets the Ermengarde mansion has hidden for centuries. If there will come a time, those will finally be revealed. Only the ashes of the now ruined mansion knows. However, one night when the wind howls and thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing a voice where it once stood. Of cries and wails that fill the nights and desperate calls of help for anyone who dares listen. As for those who once tread its halls, they are getting a divorce. Unable to settle the differences, Hannah Wright eventually files a divorce from Luke Wright. Yeah! Good on you! For several months they've become the subject of gossip and the mass media in the city. In spite of this, the two have uncharacteristically remained tight-lipped on the circumstances of their separation. But burning down your house is not really going to make things better, now is it? Though many assume it's the inevitable falling out stemming from the trouble during the couple's housewarming party. Yeah. To everyone's surprise, however, Luke Wright quietly accepts the court's decision and disappears from the Evans heiress life without creating much fuss. Even after Hannah Evans has given birth to their children months later, the man is rarely seen around the family, merely leaving his children paltry gifts in the mailbox whenever he's in town, never showing his face. With the Wright couple separation also comes the Wright Evans conglomerate split up. Although the Wright enterprise still manages to do well in the business with the Evans Incorporated back as a competitor, other tech leak places its CEO and the company under legal spotlight months later. This time, however, with the then Chief Inspector Harvey Lee's sudden absence, the businessman isn't able to escape close scrutiny. Why did he disappear though? No one suspects him, right? In an investigation headed by LPD Detective Inspector Ashton Frey, all of Wright Enterprises' illegal business dealings within the past 10 years comes to light. Although his involvement with other crimes is still being investigated, the disclosure has caused a huge outcry, especially from the city's business sector. Sued on multiple grounds, the company is ultimately forced to shut down. Oddly, when Luke Wright steps out of his office one last time, there's only a small smile on his face. To avoid public outrage, saving your hide. Really? Abandon the already sinking ship. Oh, you fucking bitch! To avoid public outrage, the once affluent businessman immediately leaves the city. All of his bank accounts has been emptied, including his Luxburn apartments, leaving not a single trace or clue where he might be hiding. The last anyone has seen of the man was on a flight bound for Ireland. Till this day, no one has heard from him. Not even Hannah Evans. Even his people from the old Wright Enterprise who have all been left to deal with the aftermath. Though, after the past few months after the situation has calmed, some have made claims of spotting him flitting in and out of the city. If only to check on those he has left behind. Is that Hannah? Find her a woman, find your feet and stand on your own after years of living. That's Hannah. She looks so gorgeous, so cute, so pretty. Following the company split, Hannah Evans re-establishes Evans Incorporated, becoming its CEO like her late father has always wanted for her. Though a bit out of practice and doubted by many people at first, the Evans heiress quickly finds her bearing and proves to be every bit as talented in the business as her parents. Soon under her management, the new Evans Incorporated flourishes, becoming one of the prime investments and finance companies in Luxburn City. Months after her recovery, Marianne McCullough heads back to her homeland, ready to close the chapter of a past she has left hanging for so long. There, she visits Lorraine's grave, asking for forgiveness from the girl she once loved, something she has intentionally avoided for years. Although the terror of what she has witnessed inside the Ermengarde mansion still clings to her, she bravely chooses to move on from it. Turning a new leaf by focusing on a new branch of her interior design company, and leaving her interior design company at Luxburn in the hands of her secretary instead. Oh, that's cool. Although she never returns to the city after, she is frequently seen visiting to check on the people who has become acquainted with her years there. Having finally accepted herself, she won't deny she is in a happier place now. By some stroke of luck and unfortunate circumstances of fate, Marianne encounters Luke Ryder once again, almost a year after she returned home. Really now. She meets the man in a local marketplace, newly settled, fumbling and confused. Although her opinion of him remains ambivalent, at best she reluctantly offers help. Especially after seeing him stumble on his Gaelic more times than she deems acceptable. And it becomes a start. Not to a close friendship by any means, but perhaps something akin to it. Really. I'm not sure I approve of this. And on better days, so when vitriol and scathing words don't get in the way, okay, they are, as I said, no friendship really. There's only the pleasant companionship one offers to the other. So I guess they're bonding over the fact that they went through something horrible, and they both decided to go back to Ireland. Casual visits to the other's home, sharing a bottle of wine or two, and simply talking about anything under the sun. A comfort after the thing they can no longer have. Something they both eventually learn to appreciate with time. Despite making the Ireland branch of her interior design company her focus now, Marianne continues to cater to the most avid patrons in Luxburn when requested. And after her work on the Ermengarde mansion, Hannah Evans has never trusted another to handle the design for any of the places she owns. Upon moving back to the Evan mansion after her divorce, Marianne's name is the first thing she calls, and the woman is quick to fly back to the city if the socialite summons. Not only helping with the decoration of the old place, but also assisting with the renovations, much to Hannah's delight. Since then, the two women have kept a close friendship and business relationship. That is really strange and unfortunate, honestly. I don't mind Mariana and Hannah having a friendship, but Marianne and Luke having a friendship when you know that when Marianne knows how shit turned out for the both of them. You can have one of them, but you can't have both. That's my opinion. Often, they can be seen going around town together when Marianne's in town, and the Evans heiress can be heard recommending the designer to her peers during parties. Some even may go as far as to say Hannah Evans has confided with Marianne McCullough during the tumultuous time of her divorce with Luke Wright. That she did. Whatever the case is, one can't deny that both women have found a confidant in the other. With her newfound courage, Isabella Santos finally chooses to pursue what she really wants for herself. And yeah, also, you don't have to send as much money back home anymore. So that's making things easier to become an artist. Sucks, but that's the truth of it all. Having made enough to keep her family afloat for a few years, and with her blessing, she quits her job at Briar Realty Corporation and takes the scholarship offers from the local university. Though remarkably out of practice and unsure if she'll be able to keep up with it by the time she returns to university, she finds her feet soon enough with help from people close to her. And with her confidence in her skills growing, so do the number of people recognizing her and her work. It doesn't take long for several award-giving bodies to take notice of her, really now. For all her accomplishments, however, she has never truly forgotten what happened at the Ermengarde mansion, nor what she has lost. The images still remain in her, and on particularly unpleasant nights, terrors continue to visit her dreams. She knows those won't ever disappear from her life. It has become a part of her in the same way death has permanently taken from her. However, she's no longer afraid. And with a brave face, she carries on, earnestly wishing that someday she'll be able to paint brighter, more vivid thoughts on her canvas. An honest portrayal of life and hope amidst the fear. Oh. Following his success in bringing the Luxburn firm case to a close, Ashton Frey receives a recommendation for a transfer to the Luxburn Leeds Agency Against Organized Crimes. Cool. An endorsement eagerly backed by the newly appointed successor to the late Chief Inspector Lee Abigail Harris. To the late chief? He died? Is late also used for people who stop working, or is it only for people who dies? Knowing he'll have more resources, leeway, and a bigger chance of ultimately bringing Luke right to justice, Ashton Frey accepts. He still warns the people close to him against the rights and his associates, but only a friendly reminder now, more than anything. Okay, so that's unfortunate. They really should have put Ashton first and Luke later, because we already know that Luke ran away. So Ashton's got a promotion. He was going after Luke. Then we go to Luke. Luke takes all the money and escapes. And then we see Marianne. Yeah. And they get friends. That would have made sense. Though he does worry, he believes they are wise enough to know that they are doing and trust their judgment. For now, he has decided to leave the evidence and the law to speak for itself and take care of the man once the proper time comes. Nowadays, police work and operations keep him busy, sometimes taking him away from the city he grew up in for days on end. A rare thing for him to enjoy once upon a time, yet this time he never loses his drive. Simply growing more determined after having finally found a clear purpose close to the rush and excitement he dreamed of as a child. Although Ashton will still keeps a mum about specific details of his works, his experience with the curse has slowly taught him how to open up. Oh. Especially to those who he knows that genuinely care for him. He still has a long way to go, he knows that. But for the sake of the people who are still with him, those who have chosen to stay, as well as what he has lost, he hopes that there will come a day when he no longer has to hide behind his own lies. A day when he is no longer afraid of facing the truth in his own words. Between the lingering trauma and their misled sense of normalcy, it takes a few months for the awkwardness to finally lift for both Ashton Frey and Isabella Santos. Of several weeks of trying to find their voice and remembering how to act around each other, despite the enduring affections. But once the unease fades, it's only their usual banter and rapport to fall back on. The casual talk and the friendly jibes. And for the both of them, it's easy. Like breathing. Like coming home after another journey. A comfort, in spite of the things they have gone through. Their days may still be filled with arguments and light teasing, but in the aftermath, when all has been said and done, something constant has already been forged between them. My God! After the Ashton chapter, grammar went out the window. No, during the Ashton chapter. God damn! A quiet, steadfast thing they can both hold on to as they both carry on. Amanda Lee as Isabella Santos. Is that the reason why there's so many Amber Lee Connors? Why are there so many Lees in this game? Both as characters and as actors. But yeah, so that was the letter. An absolutely amazing game. I do have a few things to say about it negatively, but I want to say first and foremost, I have throughout my life tried to avoid horror in all shapes, in visual media, in games and in movies, because I don't like being scared. But I thought when I started this game that a visual novel is basically reading. It's going to be still images of scary things. I can handle that. First of all, I was dead wrong on that. But also, this game was so good. It honestly makes me want to play more horror games, because I realize that it's not just about being scary. It can bring out a good story. That is something I learned in the past 1 or 2 years, honestly. But this game has really shown to me that the scary is not a reason to avoid a game. So I really have to say thank you, Jiang Yang, for showing that this game is fucking amazing. I will be playing the rest of this game at some point, but I think I will do it on my own spare time. Yeah, it was so good. You really wait, have to lower the music. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so there's a few things that I didn't like, as I said. First of all, the fact that you can't page up to go back on your choices. That is a fundamental thing that you should be able to do in a visual novel. You shouldn't have to save every single second for every single choice you make. As we went into the Ashen chapter, was it the Ashen? I think it was the Ashen chapter, but at some point anyway, all grammar just went out the window completely. There was a lot of spelling grammar mistakes and things like that. The chapters felt extremely long, and the fact that you focus on one person at a time, it was really cool in the beginning and worked for 2 people, but I would really much prefer it if we saw it from the perspective of each day, and then you with many more chapters and going between the different characters instead, so it all feels fluent as well, and so you get a so it doesn't feel like it's taking such a long time. Also, that way I wouldn't be so fucking tired of both Marianne and Rebecca, because I really didn't like those characters. I mean, I enjoyed Luke Wright far more than I did those 2. Unfortunately, because Luke Wright is supposed to be someone you hate. Yeah. Pretty much in a way. And yeah, also the QTEs. Yeah, some of them were really good. It really put edge on you, but some of them were really horrible, really difficult to play. But overall, I absolutely love this game. There's more to the story, of course there is. I absolutely love the game. I will be going back to Yang Yang games in the future with the Saint Maker. At some point, I will. There's no way in fucking hell I won't. But it's gonna take some time because I need to calm down a bit, you know. So yeah. Now let's gonna continue with the epilogue. Let me just adjust the volume again. Here we go.
Tio? Where are you, Tio?
Oh, Kylie.
Tio? Please? She's here! She's still here, Tio!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Help me! Please!
Shattered fairy tale. Was that you telling me that I should just have burned the letter? But we did burn the letter as well. Dare you? The real letter? There's another one? If you're reading this, that means you finished playing the game in one way or another, and we thank you for the time we spent playing the letter. This game is our passion project more than anything, and we sincerely hope we delivered it in bringing you a one-of-a-kind visual novel experience. That you did! Fuck yeah! Yeah, right. The fact that this game is so much better than Digimon Survive, a game that I paid so much more for, and was looking forward to so much. This game is fucking brilliant. Cannot go with... do not let AAA companies fool you and drag you along. Play the cool games. The small games. The indie games. They know what's up. The letter is the first of many visual novels coming from us. It's the first of many visual novels. If you liked what we did with the game and would like to support us, please take some time to click the button below to find out how. Thank you so much for everything. Let's talk soon. Yeah. Fucking hell. Okay, so that's the real letter. Because this part of the game, this is something I couldn't see at all throughout the entire game. I only got 37% of the achievements. Huh. And here... What? Oh, backgrounds. Yeah, I got almost all the backgrounds. There's one missing there. A couple of them in... Zach's chapter, and a couple of them, and one in Rebecca's chapter. That's all I'm missing. Epilogue. Oh, I own Luke variant 5. Marianne only has one. Oh no, that's the original one. That's the one you were supposed to get, I guess. Isabella variant 1. Ashen variant 3. Interesting. Yeah. This game. Michelinis. Oh yeah, oh there's two more. This one did not exist previously. Michelinis did not exist. Oh, that is nasty. But I guess you get different endings depending on if you burn the house or the letter. Interesting. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. I'm going to rate this so high on VNDB. And thank you so much for watching this with me. It's been one hell of a journey. And I have a thirst for horror now. Maybe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I still have to decide what game that is. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, just because you're not the main character, it doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.